Well, hey everybody, welcome back to Joe Wednesdays. How's it going? What's new? Well, let's see. For me, I got a story about me, a story about Lydia, and then maybe some other topics for filler if we have time. But I guess first I should point out what's new. Look at this chair. My Christmas present from Ashley finally arrived. I don't know what happened to it. It was on like back order for a while, and she ended up having to like cancel that and then find something else. So over this weekend, we got both this chair together and we got her new desk in her office space together. So it was quite the construction weekend this weekend. But anyway, so story about Lydia. So for one, she's still doing great with the reading stuff. It's really freaking adorable. I have some of that filmed for the end of this video if you want to check it out at the end. Little teaser for you or something. But she's talking more and more as the days go, and it's really cute. And she started to she's definitely parroting more of what Ashley and I are saying, and luckily I've been doing good on keeping my swear words to non-existent to minimal, somewhere in there, so that's good. But we're clearly saying I love you enough to her because she's starting to parrot that back really cutely. like we usually rotate bedtimes, and when we usually read together, and then when it's 8 o'clock, one of us leaves the room and the other parent stays in there with her, and she's like, "I love you," and gives us big hugs, and oh my god, it's so great. But she, one of my numerous cute nicknames that I give her is Baby Cakes. Like I'll go like, "I love you, Baby Cakes," and like just the other day, just out of the blue, we were just hanging out downstairs in the living room or something like that. She just like crawled up on my lap and she's like, "I love you, Baby Cakes." And I'm just like, "Oh my god, it's so cute." Yeah, she's calling me Baby Cakes, and who says that? But I mean, like, how can your heart not like just melt? Like, oh god, it's so good. I love her so much. So that was the one thing that happened. But the other thing that's going on that's a little more challenging is that she's still having a hard time sleeping. She got her flu shot last Monday or something like that, maybe the week before, and that she's fine, but it kind of threw her off her sleeping schedule. And now with it being the toddler bed that has an open side, she can get up and walk around the room if she wants to, but she's having a hard time when she gets up. She goes to the door, and like I've usually closed the door initially, and she's been freaking out when it's been closed. So it's like, all right. So I started leaving it open, and I've been keeping our door open at night. So if she does need something, she can come in or whatever. But I don't know. She started doing this really peculiar thing where like I put her down last night. Like she got up at like maybe 4 o'clock, wanting some food or something like that, and I'm like, "Oh, here, honey, we have some water right now. We don't need to eat anything. It's almost breakfast, that kind of stuff." So she generally like snuggled up with me, fell asleep, and I put her back in bed and left. But like maybe an hour later, I heard her get up, and like I knew all the doors were open, so like I could hear her like walking around and coming to the hallway, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lie here. I'm just gonna I'm curious to see how this plays out. So, but I just see this like quick little whiz past the door as she like kind of like scurries by, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna lie here and listen. And like I didn't hear her go down the stairs. I didn't hear her doing anything like that, and I'm like maybe 5 minutes goes by and I don't hear anything, so I'm like, okay, I should go check on her. What the heck is going on with this? And she's like curled up in a ball, asleep, just right outside our bedroom door. And I'm like, I mean, like part of me was like, oh my god, that's so freaking adorable that she like just plops down on the floor. But at the same time, I'm like, why are you doing this? So I don't necessarily know what's causing that. I think there's a bit of her that's like wanting to be near us when she's sleeping. So when she's in her room, she feels too far away. But I haven't quite figured out like how can we teach her that like her bed is her own safe space and she should stay there. So that's something that we'll like keep working on. And I mean, it's always a changing problem anyway, because like, you know, she's a toddler, she's gonna change her mind, and the whole situation is gonna be different anyway. So, oh. Well, let's see what else was new. Oh, right. So my story was a little interesting. So on Monday, I had to go get a filling. And I don't know, like I don't recall getting too many fillings when I was younger at our I guess our family's dentist. But I definitely don't recall ever getting like an injection for the numbing agent, whether it's I don't know what they were using, but like this guy, like, and whatever, like, I mean, like my lips, or not my lip, but like my gum still hurts, like up here, like where he jammed the needle in to get the numbing agent up there. And then, like, obviously I got the filling, came home, started working, everything was fine. But I think, like, when, like, the numbing agent started wearing off, I'm not sure if, like, the pain of, like, what they had to drill and then put the filling in, I don't know if that was, like, catching up with me, or, like, you know, I know the weather's been kind of weird, but, like, either way, I don't know what it was. It was probably just a perfect storm of conditions that, like, suddenly, like, I got, like, just sudden brain fog. And I didn't know, like, what was going on or anything like that. But, like, I was even, like, talking to Ashlyn just as she was talking, like, I started getting, like, sleepy. And no, I'm not getting bored, honey. You're fine. But like just really sudden, like, oh my God, what is going on? So I'm like, and once she was done, it's like, I think I'm gonna just lie down for a minute and let this kind of, like, figure out whatever's going on there. And I don't think it felt like much sharper than falling asleep, or much more aggressive than falling asleep. It was like I was out, like, and like definitely didn't intend to, because I was supposed to be working at the time. But like I had just fallen out. I had just, like, passed out in this weird position. Like, I had this, like, a big red line on my forehead when I woke up. My hair was all, like, disheveled and spiked up, or like I don't know, like, how I, like, put my head down on the pillow, but, like, all my hair was, like, spiky all over the place. And then like, I had fallen asleep on this arm, so when I finally, like, woke up and realized what happened, like, I rushed over to the computer immediately, because I'm like, oh God, I hope I didn't, like, miss any emails or something like that. And, like, I couldn't pick my arm up to get to the keyboard to type or anything, so I'm like, I don't know what's going on or what happened, but I'm fine now, and nothing's happened since then. I guess like I said, it must have just been, like, a perfect storm of conditions to, like, make me feel real groggy and weird or whatever. But yeah, it was definitely a weird experience. I don't recall that kind of thing happening to me before. I'm just, like, passing out in, like, whatever position my body was in, and just, like, waking up, and obviously was not good to be in that position. So yeah, so that's my weird story for a weird start to this week. Man, it's only been a week though, or it's only been 2 days. Oh goodness. Anyway, all right. So so if you've been getting notifications, I've been putting more StarCraft 2 up on my channel. I've been finding that it's actually really quick and easy to edit those videos. I'm not sure. I suspect it's a mix of me getting a little more comfortable about how to do the edits, but also, like, I think just the pieces and parts that I'm picking out of my gameplay to show for Ashley and whoever else wants to watch, like, it's a lot easier to do those cuts, and like organizing it and all that kind of stuff is a lot easier, because and the game's a lot more linear than other stuff I've been trying to do with, like, Final Fantasy 14. Ashley's definitely been liking it, so I mean, that's good. And again, like, if you guys are watching it, liking it, feel free to share it and that kind of stuff if there are other people that you think might enjoy it. So and definitely up for other suggestions if you have other games that you'd like to see me put on. Speaking of games, though, we did get Breath of the Wild for Christmas, for ourselves for Christmas. And I finally was able to sit down and play some of it, and I think I started playing at the wrong time. Like it was late at night. I was kind of tired, and there are a lot more buttons to to play through it than any other Legend of Zelda I've typically played. There are just a lot more buttons and a lot more different things going on. So I think my initial try of playing the game was a lot more frustrating than I wanted it to be, which was kind of disheartening. But now that I've gotten a couple hours logged in the game, and I've gotten more comfortable with controls and all that kind of stuff, oh my god, this is a humongous game. There's so many layers that just kind of unfurl themselves and just reveal a whole other style of play. Like you think you're walking through the woods and you maybe have some enemies to fight, and then all of a sudden you have a new tool on. Like you could fight them completely, like you could do like covert sneak attacks on them. You don't have to go up and fight them. Like, okay. And then, you don't even have to go fight them at all. You could just avoid them and like do like hunting or whatnot. You can hunt. You can go gather stuff. You can you can do like all these different puzzles that are all over the map. You can do all that kind of stuff. And then as you get even farther, you get even more like stuff to do that just opens up the whole world that you've already explored again, and you have a whole other list of things you can do. It's massive. It's probably one of the biggest games that I've played is for a console that I've ever seen. And I mean, like I'm really intrigued and excited to continue to play it, to see like just what kind of things you could figure out. Like, cause I blew Ashley's mind the other day. I was doing this one puzzle where like there was a cube in the center of the room that you were able to rotate around, and you had to like rotate it all around in such a way that all the torches that were on the end of this cube were lit. And I had 4 of the 5 lit, and I couldn't figure out what to do without compromising the other 4. And I just pulled out a fire arrow and I shot the one that wasn't lit, and I lit it that way. And Ashley just started losing her mind in laughter because she was like, oh my god, how did you think of doing that? I'm just like, because this game is just so versatile. Like you can be just like a head-on fighter if you just want to like meet all these enemies head-on and just beat the crap out of them. Or you could do like these covert different things, and like you could do so many different things, or like it just, there's so many variables in this world that like you can approach it however you want, and I that's amazing to me. That's amazing. So yeah, so I'm really enjoying playing it so far. I know I'm really late to this bandwagon, by the way, because I mean I think the Switch has been out for at least a year, if not more. So I mean, like, Breath of the Wild was one of the first games we had for that console, so I know I'm late to this bandwagon, but I'm definitely happy to be on it because it's pretty good. But hey, I'm going to stop here for this week. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next week. And like I said, if you have any comments you want to, like, questions you want to ask, anything like that, feel free to comment below, and we'll see when we can address it some other time. But we'll see you next week. Until then, take care.
Bicycle pond? No.
No.
Bicycle pond?
No.
Bicycle. Hey, Cuba!
Yeah. Biscuit goes to school. Woof woof.
Biscuit red pink ball. Woof woof. This.
You know what that is.
What is it? That's right. It's an elephant.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
This is one time. Woof woof. On my page. Hey, teacher. Woof woof. Bishop, mommy teacher. Bishop, mommy class.
That's right. Wants to meet the teacher, wants to meet the class.
I wonder.
Yeah, That's right. Teacher wonders.
Yay!